Okay, so good evening everyone. Today in this video, I'm going to discuss how to prepare accounts project in CBSE class 12. Previously in the session 2022-23, the practical was of 20 marks, but the breakup was there was written examination for 12 marks, there was file for 4 marks, and there was viva for 4 marks. So previously the breakup was, if I write it, there was written, so in written there was 12. For file there was 4. And for viva also 4. So in total for accounts practical, the marks was 20. This was in the session 2022-23. But in the current session, that is 2023-24, CBSE has changed. Now there are two things. The written is cancelled. There is no written in this session 2023-24. There is only project file, which will carry 12 marks, and viva will be of 8 marks. So in total 20. Now in project file, previously in project file for these 4 marks, we used to prepare 3 things. One comprehensive project, number 2 specific one, and specific 2. So we used to prepare these 3 earlier. But now from this session, CBSE has decided the students do not need to prepare all those 3. They have to prepare only one specific project. Or one specific project. So definitely the burden on students for preparing the files, that has come down. Okay, so the students have to prepare this session only one specific project covering any of the 2 aspects. Any of the 2 aspects. What are the 2 aspects students have to follow in this one specific project? That can be ratio, that can be comparative and common size statements, that can be segment reporting, or that can be cash flow statement. So taking any 2 out of these 4, the student have to prepare only one specific project. So there is no written, only one specific project covering any 2 of the following 4. Okay, now I will discuss how to do that. See, this viva, this is your preparation. The way actually the external who will come to take the examination in your school, he is supposed to ask questions from the project area. But sometimes it happens the external may ask questions from other areas also. It depends on the external. But in general, CBSE prescribes that the student should be asked questions from the project content. Now, if the students are to cover any 2 aspects out of these 4, then I suggest ratio and comparative and common sense statements will be best for students. And how to do this? Even the students can opt for cash flow statement also. But I will suggest segment reporting, please avoid this. Okay, because in written part we will not cover this segment reporting. So we will not have any knowledge about this. Separately we have to cover knowledge about segment reporting. But if we choose ratio analysis, comparative common size, or cash flow statement, these are there in our syllabus. And for written purpose, we will prepare this chapter. So rather we will have better comment on this chapter, ratio analysis, comparative common size statements, and cash flow statement. But out of these 3, ratio and comparative will be easier for the students. Now how to prepare the project? How to prepare? What are the steps a student will follow to prepare the project? Very simple. Step 1. The students have to choose a company. There are many limited companies or even private companies also, like ITC, Tata Motors, Tata Metallic, TCS, Wipro, many companies are there. So first you choose a company. You choose a company. Then the next step, you download, the student should download the balance sheet and statement of PL of that particular company with the help of internet. So simply, if you have chosen Tata Motors, then you go to Google, there you type balance sheet and statement of PL of Tata Motors, or you can write annual report of Tata Motors. Then you make it balance sheet and statement of PL of that particular company what you have chosen for. Now, balance sheet and statement of PL. So you will find along with balance sheet and statement of PL, there are notes to accounts. Now what you have to do, you have to take printout of this two, balance sheet and statement of PL. Okay. After taking printout, balance sheet or statement of PL. Balance sheet is of one page and statement of PL is also one page. But if you take printout of notes to accounts is not of one page. It would be multiple of pages. So I think it's better to take notes to accounts also, as because when you will calculate the ratios and you will analyze the ratios, the details given in the notes to accounts is needed. So you download balance sheet, statement of PL along with notes to accounts. Okay. Now in the next step, in step 3, your first aspect you have chosen ratio. So what we'll do in this balance sheet and statement of PL, what you have downloaded. And one thing I would like to say, I did not mention that if this is of the latest year 2022-23, just you download the balance sheet and statement of PL for the financial year 2022-23. That would be rather better. Okay, the teachers would be happy that you have taken latest data. Well, so in step 3, you will analyze the ratio. So how to analyze the ratio? From this balance sheet and statement of PL, whatever information and details are there along with notes to accounts, you calculate all the ratios. All the ratios what are there in your syllabus. In written part, you have completed ratio analysis. So you know what are the ratios there are in CBSE syllabus. So calculate all the ratios as possible for this company. Okay. For example, Tata Motors had it been a TCS. So TCS is a service-based company. So in case of TCS, inventory turnover ratio calculation is not possible. So that's why I'm telling you the company you have chosen for the ratios which is possible to calculate. You calculate all the ratios and don't forget to give in every ratio the comments part. The comments part is very important because you know how to calculate the ratio. But after calculating the ratios, the result you get, you have to analyze the result. What you have understood with this result? One example I can give. Suppose Tata Motors current ratio you have calculated and the current ratio is 2.5:1. So in that case, you have to analyze whether this current ratio is better for this or not, for this company or not. We know the standard of current ratio is the ideal current ratio is 2:1. But if this company has the current ratio of 2.5:1, which is greater than 2, automatically this company has better liquidity position than the ideal, than the standard. So this way, every ratio you get the result and then analyze what this particular result indicates about this company. So every ratio is calculated with the object. Then after getting the result, you analyze how it affects the company. So that analyzing and comments part is important. Okay, because in written part we know how to calculate all the ratios, but in project part, CBSE wants to know actually whether you analyze, whether you are in a position to analyze the ratios, whether you understand what a result ratio gives, what does it indicate. That thing is important in this ratio analysis part. Okay, so once you complete that, then You have to cover another aspect, and that is comparative common size. And in comparative common size, you will find 2 years information, because balance sheet, when you will download the balance sheet, you will see there are 2 years data, current years as well as previous years. So by comparing 2 years data, easily you can prepare the comparative balance sheet, the common size balance sheet, the comparative income statement, and common size income statement. And again, you have to write the comments. Okay, by comparing the balance sheet, what you have understood. Okay, the object of comparative statements, keeping in mind, you put the comments. Okay, that comments part is very important. So this is all about this project. 12 marks. Previously there was huge burden, but with the introduction of this year's project file for 12 marks, the burden on students has drastically fallen down. And for Viva, so you have to prepare. Okay, if you are strong enough in the written part, your Viva will be good. So with this, I think you will be able to prepare the project. Thank you.